Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic, and fantastically minimally filled grid today. These are some very ordinary Sudoku rules, and yet apparently this is uniquely solvable. It's by the Barg, not a name I've come across before. Sounds like something from science fiction. And it's called Three-Fingered Jack. I don't quite know what that means either. I mean, I assume these pink lines are the three fingers. I'll go through the rules in a minute. I think if you've got some experience, you'll be as amazed at me that this solves uniquely. And I look forward to trying it, but I don't expect it to be easy. We will look at that soon, as I say. Now, first of all, don't forget that on Patreon we've got also, bigger announcement. Our merch is back. So for some time now, for many months, we haven't quite trusted our previous merch supplier because there were a few complaints about deliveries taking ages, complaints having to be made to the supplier. So we've changed supplier and reloaded up many of the merchandise items. So if you want to get yourself something interesting with our branding on, there are t-shirts and hoodies and I think there are mugs. Do check it out. If there are other things coming, we will let you know. But that should be on the tabs within the channel. So there's a sort of shop one, and you should be able to find the merch there. But there's also a link in the description field. So do check that out. We're very pleased to have merch back, trustable and available. I mean, people were getting some merchandise before, but they just weren't reliable. We've heard much better things about the new supplier's fourth wall. So anyway, there you go. That is available, and something I haven't advertised in a while. So I make no apology for mentioning it up front. We've also, of course, got Patreon, where you can do Sudoku hunts every month, where you can look at some crossword videos, connections, gridogram. Of course, on the main channel, we're doing Minute Cryptic and Wordle in a Minute and the Crossword Masterclass. Monday evenings, we go to the Blueprints house and explore that in a live stream. And of course, there's all of our apps featuring line Sudoku and domino Sudoku, but also classic Sudoku 2 and the Worms. And we recommend them all. Have a look at everything. Now, let's see what these rules are. Normal Sudoku rules apply. 1 to 9 will go in every row, column, and 3x3 box. Digits along a purple line form a set of consecutive digits in any order. Oh, there's a knight's move constraint. So digits may not repeat within a knight's move of each other. Now, as an experienced Sudoku solver, I know that you were expecting something like that when you saw the first 3 row columns of the grid being entirely blank. How could they be disambiguated? Well, knight's move must be the way that that's happening. Digits separated by a white dot are consecutive digits. Digits on a black dot, one digit is double the other, and the V, the 2 cells add up to 5. And that's all we get. Give it a try. Don't know what we're going to discover, but I don't think we're going to discover it in 10 minutes. Let's get, hitting the wrong button there. Let's get cracking. So, I mean, I'm going to start with the V, I think. The knight's move, I've got Knighty McKnightface out to remind me, but it's going to be absolutely vital because I just don't see how we get going without using that. So obviously these digits are from 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is either a 1, 4 or a 2, 3 pair. And then we've got a black dot to here and a white dot to here. I mean, okay, I was gonna say for this to be a 4 and this to be a 1, if this was a 1, this would go 2, 4 here. Yeah, this can't be a 1, because that would be 2, and that would have to be 4 at that point. And yet this would also have to be 4, and they're a knight's move apart. So we've ruled one of the possibilities out. Now the trouble is 2 can connect to 2, well it can't connect to a 1 here. You can't put a 1 here because it would need 2 in both places. So if that's a 2, that's a 3, that's a 6. That 3 and that 3 that would happen if this is a 2, they're perfectly valid. And even 6s in those positions which would occur is okay. So I certainly can't rule that out from being a 2. If that was a 3, this would be 2. This could be 4 or 2. That leads to an awful lot of possibilities here. This would be 4 or 1. Okay, maybe I could rule out 1, 4. If that's a 1, that has to be a 2. 4 there. Well, this couldn't be a 5. This would go 3, 6. So it would go 2, 1, 4, 3, 6. And that's fine. So I didn't get anywhere with that. This cluster of black dots and the knight's move, it doesn't really appeal. Okay, I'm going to try and think about something totally different, like the geometry of this line. I think I'm kind of forced into the acceptance or belief that there must be something brilliant about the geometry of these little pink lines. Okay, very simply put, where does this digit go in box 5? It can't go on its own line again because there's no repeats on a Renban, and it can't go in those cells by ordinary and knight's move. So that digit must go in one of those two. Oh, well, this is a bit limited. Since we got that to 1, 2, or 3, I mean, it could be 6. But this now must be a digit from one of those two cells. It's not very limited, but it's a little bit limited. Where does this digit go in the central box? Oh, well, that's interesting. Right, we're going to colour this. Yellow, we just worked out, goes in one of those two cells. This digit, we'll call it blue, that also can't go on its own line or in this plus shape, which is all seen by Sudoku and knight's moves. So one of these two is also, those two are a pair. Right, now. Oh, and these two are also on the line. Oh, what does this mean? Okay, what does this mean? This means I mean, we found a kernel or a crux here. What's going on with that? Because these two cells are also on the line. How far apart are these? Right, what pair can we have here? If this is a 2, that's a 3 and that's a 6. Ah, that's no good. You can't put 2 and 6 on this 4-cell Renban line because you can't connect them up with 3, 4 and 5 in those two cells. So I think we are completely ruling out 2 here. Well, that's a big deal. Now, okay, let's work through the other two possibilities. If this is 3, this is 2, and that's 1 or 4, then these digits would be 3 and 1 or 4. Oh, okay, 3, 1 won't work. Here's the reason that 3 there and 1 here in the blue and yellow cells won't work, because this digit would be 2. And if you're putting 3 and 1 on this line, you need a 2 in one of those cells to make the Renban work. But that would clash with the 2 here. So 3, 2, 1 won't work. Now, I didn't rule out 3, 2, 4 there. With 3 and 4 in the blue and yellow, those two could be 5 and 6. So that's definitely alive as a possibility. Now, the other possibility is 4, 1, 2. And that would make these two 2 and 4 and prevent 1 being on the line. So these would be 3 and 5. Right, these are either 3 and 5 or 5 and 6. Those are the two possibilities. Now, we've definitely got this down to 3 or 4. This cell, okay, so the two possibilities are 3 and 4, and 4 and 2. So one of them is definitely a 4. One of yellow or blue is definitely a 4. One of these two is definitely a 2. I think one of these 3 is definitely a 3. I'd like to get, I mean, it's going well. I'd like to get some more certainty. This digit, the trouble is, at the moment, well, it can't, the digits that can touch 3 or 4 on a white dot are 2, 3, 4, and 5. We can rule out 5 because of the black dot. So now one of these is definitely a 3 because the white dot needs an odd digit. Now that digit can't be a 3. So if this goes 4, 1, 2, that's a 3. And that would have to be a 5 then. Okay, let's just have a think about this. If this goes 3, 2, that could be 1 or 4. Not affected by that. If it goes 3, 4, this could be 8. It couldn't be 2 then, because that would be affected by the knight's move. And if it goes 4, 3, this has to be 6. Oh, then this would have to be 5. Okay, let's think about this being a 4. We might be able to rule it out. 4, 3, 6, 5, 1, 2, 3. I don't think we can rule that out. That's annoying. We might be coming to the end of my ability to do anything there. Do we try and bring that black or that white dot into play? Ah, it's intriguing, isn't it? This line is so important. This line doesn't look... Well, hang on. Oh, this line has to have a 5 on. This is something Simon always notices and thinks about immediately, is a Renban line of at least length 5 must run through the digit 5. Now, how could this cell be a 5 if this line has to have a 5 on? Where would it go? Where would 5 go on that line? It's that cell sees all of these, including by knight's move. So that's not a 5. Now we're in business. That's a 6. This is a 5. Yellow and blue are now 3 and 4. That digit's 4, and we're getting digits in the grid. This one can't be 4 on the knight's move. That's a 2. This is 1 or 4. There we go. I haven't resolved yellow and blue, which one is which. Right, these digits are 1, 7, 8, 9. And now this digit can't be any of those 5. So it is 3, 4, 5, or 6. The same is true for this one, which again sees all of those. Now, this now doesn't have a 6 on it, because that digit can't appear anywhere on this line. So this line has to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 quint in column 6. So that's not a 1. 5 on the line, actually, look, all of those are ruled out from being 5. So 5 is placed. This 3, 4 pair both see that cell. That one by knight's move, that one directly. So that's a 1. They both see this cell as well, so that can't be 3 or 4. So this is yellow 3 or 4, and this is blue 3 or 4. Now my colour scheme's actually really paying off. That 3, 4 pair is looking at this cell. which has to be 5 or 6. And now this line's all but done. I mean, it's done as much as this one is. That's so strange. 3, 4, 1, 5. Everything else in the box is 2, 6, 7, 8, or 9. These two can't be 2, and this one can't be 6. This digit is the last one from 7, 8, or 9 in the column. Now, I know what you're clamouring at me to do is to have a look at this. 5 can't be on this either. Look, that 5 sees all of those cells, and that one sees that. So this is an extreme line, meaning that this digit can't be, meaning that it's either 1, 2, 3, 4 or 6, 7, 8, 9. If it can't have 5 on, those are the only 4 cell sequences possible. Now, this yellow can't be on this line either. It sees all of them. Actually, blue couldn't either. So this is the high end. This is 6, 7, 8, 9. Where does 6 go on this line? Not in those cells. 6 goes in that poor lowly stable. Wow, I mean, I love this puzzle. It is so neat and clever and imaginative. That's not a 6 now. 6 has got, 6 also sees that cell by Knight's move. So 6 is now definitely in one of those two in box 2 and one of these 3 in box 1. 2, 3, 4. This white dot needs an even digit. If it's a 6, that's going to go here. Otherwise, it's an 8. And then we would have a 7, 8, 9 triple. 6. That 6 sees those two cells. That 6 sees those two. So 6 is definitely confined in this box. And then somewhat confined here. That digit can't be a 6 because it would make this a 3 and that sees that cell. So 6 is in one of those two. This 7, 8, 9 triple all see all of these cells, and they're all different because they're on the same Renban. This is one of the most important points about this puzzle, is digits on a Renban can't be the same as each other. I mean, it's a sort of obvious thing to say. They all see that cell as well, because this one sees that by Knight's move. Right, what? Okay, it's true. This is naked. Oh my goodness, this is a naked single. Row 3, column 7 is a naked single. It sees that whole 7, 8, 9 operation. It sees that 6. It sees 1 and 2, and it sees this 3, 4 pair. That digit has to be a 5. That's so strange. We're going to get a 5 up there. Now, these 3 are also seen by that 7, 8, 9 combo. So these are from 1, 2, 3, 4. That one can't be 1 or 2. And it can't be yellow, so it is blue. Bit of poetry there. This one now sees yellow and blue, so it can't be 3 or 4. The Knight's move can be so powerful. Look, blue is now down in one of those cells. Yellow here can't be in any of those, so yellow ends up in one of those two. And that's going to put yellow somewhere over here. We already know yellow's in one of these 3. I'm going to mark it. Blue is in one of these 3. And one of these 2. This 7, 8, or 9 has to be up in one of those 2. I was thinking that formed a virtual quad, but since that can be 2, it doesn't quite do that. Two in this box is now confined to one of these cells. This black dot doesn't have a 2. Now that rules out quite a lot of pairs, as does the fact that this digit can't be 3 or 6. So if the black dot can't have a 2 on it, it can't be 1, 2 or 2, 4. If this digit can't be 3 or 6, the black dot can't be 3, 6. So it must be a 4, 8 pair. And they both see this cell, and now we know, therefore, that blue is not 4. Blue is 3. I'll can fill these in as 3s. Where I put blue up here, well, let's get rid of the colours now. I mean, they've done their job. I'm going to make these yellows into 4s. I'm going to say there's a 4. I now know it's one of those 2 cells because of the knight's move from there, and I'm going to get rid of yellow here. I know 3 is in one of these 3. I don't know anything about. I can't limit that anymore. 4 there, get rid of the colour. 3 up here, get rid of the colour. 4 in one of those 2, get rid of the colour. And 3 in one of these 2 and get rid of the colour. Then we get rid of yellow, we get rid of blue, and we have done a great job with colours. Now, 2 is confined to that group, very analogous to that group. This could still have a 6 on it. 3 sees that cell. This one was 5 or 6. I wonder if we're going to end up colouring 5s and 6s. Not sure. Oh, 2 is now in one of those 2. Did I not pencil mark that earlier? Maybe I didn't get round to thinking about it. Now, the problem we're running into is that we've done almost all of the Renban lines. 4 is looking at that cell. I haven't seen that. Now, 8 can't be this digit, so one of those 2 is an 8. In fact, that 8 also sees these cells. 6, 3, 2. This is definitely odd. Oh, well, actually, this I'm going to mark this. This is 1, 5, 7, or 9. There's a reason it can't be 2, which is this. There's a reason it can't be 6, which is the fact that 6 is confined here in box 6. So, where does this go in this box? It sees all of these cells, so it must go here. Now, it can't be a 1, because that would be a 2, which is impossible. So it's 5, 7, or 9, and this is an even digit, which is 6 or 8. It's so odd when parity suddenly starts appearing to do something in a puzzle, quite unexpectedly. Just looking at this row. Those are from 1, 7, 8, 9. Doesn't one of those digits have to be here? No, maybe not. Although 5 can't be in those cells. So 5 has to be in one of these 3. And 6 has to be in one of these 3 too. And I think that means this can't have an 8 on, this white dot. Because if it did, wouldn't you have to pack 5 and 6 both into that cell? I think that's right. This doesn't have an 8 on. Its even digit is a 6, which is there. Okay, that hasn't told me where 5 goes, but it has told me what the even digit on this white dot is, which is a 6. Now I've got a 6 in one of these cells, and these are now a 2, 4, 6 triple. Yes, look, we've got 2, 4, 6. So that can't be 5 anymore. This is a 2, 4, 6 triple. I'm going to take out the corner marks. Now, these do include 5. They do include 5, yes. For the row. So that's not 5. That's 7. This is 5. Yes. And this is not 7. In fact, neither of these two are 7. That digit has become a 9. This one is an 8. And all the Renbans are now complete. 7 is in one of those 2 cells. This can't be 5. That can't be 3. 8 is in one of these 2. And therefore not in any of these. And therefore in one of these 2. And therefore not here. 7 reaches that by knight's move. This has now got constrained down to 8 or 9. This pair is a 1, 9 pair that are resolved. That 1 we can place in the central box. This is now a 7, 8, 9 triple. 9 is acting by knight's move on the central cell. 7, 3, we need an 8 in this column. That's easy suddenly. This is a 1, 6 pair. I don't see the knight's move resolving that yet. That is a naked 2. That finishes box 3. This is a 2, 7, 9 triple in the column. That's now not a 2. This is a 3, 5 pair. They've not been resolved by knight's move yet. This is now a 3, 7, 9 triple. I don't see the knight's move touching them. This is a 1, 5, 8 triple. Only the 5 touches that cell. 3, 4, 1, 2, 5, 1, 6. Oh, 1 there has resolved this into a 4 long ago. Never saw that happen. Is that not fixed? No, it's not. 7 can't be there. There must be some effects here. 7 also sees that cell. 9 sees this one. 7's also in one of these two, looking at that cell. So now in this row, there must be a 7 over here. Sorry, I meant to corner mark that. This can't be 4. I'm going to pencil mark 2, 8, or 9. There could still be quite a bit of work to do in this puzzle because we've got all of this empty left-hand side to tenant. Oh, goodness. Right, there's a 5 in one of these. There's a 1 somewhere here. Oh, gosh, I sense this is still going to be very difficult. I mean, literally very difficult, I suspect. 8, 2, 4. Oh, 2. Right, that can't be 2. This is a 6, 7, 9 triple. So this is a 1, 3, 5 triple. And this digit can't be 3. These are 6, 7, and either 8 or 9. If that's 6, 7, 9, this can't be 9. This is a 2, 8 pair. And they, therefore, can't appear in either of these cells. Now that is interesting. This digit must be 4 or 9. This one is 6 or 7, and I know which because 6 is in one of these 3 cells, and they all see that. So this must be a 7. That's so strange. That's such a strange find. In the rest of this row, these are from 2, 6, 8. They all see what? That cell. That's not that helpful. 2, 8 pair. That, I don't know. If I pencil mark that, I'd have to put all of 2, 4, 8, 9 in, I think. There we go. I did it. Probably doesn't do anything. Oh, those two include a 6 in this row, and they're both looking at this cell, which therefore must be a 2. That was a sort of bounce back. Now we've got a sort of 6 X-wing. Those are 2 of the 6s in the puzzle that sit in those 4 cells. So one's in column 1, one's in column 3, one's in row 3, one's in row 5. This can't be a 6 because it sees both positions in box 4. So the 6 in column 2 is now in one of those 2. And that's an X-wing with 6 down here. That means that's going to use up the 6s in row 8 and 9. And the 6 in row 7 is going to have to be in one of these 2 cells. Now, 6 there would force 6 to be here, 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 as well as the 6s we already have. That is the most forcing 6. 6 there, actually maybe not. That would force 6 there, which would cause 6 to be here and here. Oh, goodness. Okay, both arrangements seem possible. This is all the even digits gone here. So these are odds from 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. I don't know how that's going to help. There's a 4 down here somewhere. How about, oh, this can't be 7, that's obvious. Let's look at this column, because this is where we're beginning to get scintillae of evidence. 7 and a 2, and there's a 6 down here. Now, wouldn't it be great if there was only one place for 4? It's either there or there. If this was a 4, that would have to be a 6. And that would be 9, and that would be 3. And everything else in the column would be 1, 5, or 8. Now, I can't see a reason to rule that in or out. I might be missing some really simple knight's move. Yeah, look, 9, looking at that. That's the sort of thing. It just passes your notice suddenly. And it might not do anything, but it was there, it was available, and it's irritating not to be able to spot it immediately. I mean, it doesn't seem to do anything, if I'm honest. That's really annoying, because when you do spot one thing like that, you think it's going to have an impact. Okay, there's a 3 X-wing as well. That 3 sees this cell. So 3 in this box is down in one of these two, and 3 in box 9's in one of those two. That's going to use up the 3's in row 8 and 9. The 3 in row 7 must be over this side. And that's not going to do much either. One of these two is a 3. 6 can't be here. So the 6 in the central column's either in row 7 or row 1. Now, I don't know. I'm going to have to just pick some cell and work its way through. If that's an 8, that's an 8. Then one of those two's an 8, one of those two, that. We've already got a few in the grid. Well, that's quite interesting. We would have one of these 3. 8 being in one of the 2 in row 6 rules out 2 of these, so that would have to be 8. Okay, this doesn't work. That's really interesting. Right. This is slightly complicated, but I'm still doing it. If that was an 8, this couldn't be, and that is. We've already got 8s in these positions. Now, that would make this an 8. Then, this being an 8 means that can't be. An 8 is in one of those two cells. Now, they see both of these, so the only place for 8 in row 8 would be here. That would stop this being an 8 and make this into an 8. And now there's nowhere for 8 in column 2 if that was to occur. Now, that is a pretty complicated trail, but it does the job. It says this can't be an 8 in the center, and I'm perfectly prepared to use that. Doesn't make the puzzle easy, I can tell you that, but we get 7, 9, 8 done here. This can't be 8 now. This can't be 9. What else can't be 9? That can't be 9, and that's a 3 in my ever-popular column 2, where we can rule 3 out of a couple of cells. That's a 1-5 pair, and that puts 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spot. Light. And I think we're going to get all 3s. That cell sees this one, so we get 3 there, 5 and 3. That 5... 5 seems to be ruled out of those, so one of these two is a 5. I don't think the 5's going to do much else. And I mean, we've still got a ways to go here. This sees 2, 8, 5, 9, 4, 3, and 7. This digit is 1 or 6. one of these two is a 6, which I still continue to find interesting. Now, what else? How about this column? Is this getting shrunk down a bit? 7, 3, 2. We know 6 is down here. What about this? Can't be 4. No, nothing much there. We're probably going to have to find another of these funky moves. 3, 4, 1, 7, 2. These digits can't contain 6 because of the pair here. So they're being selected from 5, 8, 9. 7 is in one of those two for definite. And one of these two for sure. That 2 sees all of these cells. Oh, it sees both of these cells. That's much stronger. That's a 6, 8 pair. That fixes 2 in row 4. This digit becomes 8. And that 6, 8 pair is, we know about the X-wing it creates with 6s. We've looked at that. Is that all it did? It's so frustrating when a trail immediately runs cold. If that was a 4, that would be 4, that would be 4. This would be 6. Yeah, 6s seem to hang together after that experience. These two are a 7, 9 pair. And they both see that cell, so that's a 4. Now, this can't be a 4. 4's in one of those two. 4, 7, 3, 2. I'm looking at this column again. 9 has now appeared has to appear in one of these three. Because of a 9 X-wing up here, I suppose. A bit reluctant to mark it. Oh no, hang on, look, 9 is an X-wing. 9 is there, and that 9 is ruled out of there. So 9 is, well, somewhere here and there. It must be in row 7 in one of these two. And we've just decided that in column 2 it's in one of those three. So the overlap here is a 9. Interesting. Now this row, this digit, is 1, 5 or 6. Now 1 would force a 1 there. 5 would force a 5 there. But 6 would force a 6. 6 is impossible because we know 6 is in one of those two cells. So it's 1 or 5, and it's also got to go into this cell. And now that's a 1, 5 pair in this column, and these two at the bottom are a 6, 8 pair. And they both see this cell, which is therefore 1 or 7. But 8 is in one of those two in row 6, so this has to be a 6. It's amazing. It is amazing how this all works together. Right, that can't be 8. More importantly, this can't be 6 and is fixed. That 6, oh, this 6 also sees that cell. We're going to finish row 7 now. That's not a 5. This is where 5 goes. This is a 7. Look, I finished the whole box. And box 6, box 9 as well. These are 7 and 2. I can't tell the order. Maybe you can. These are 1 and 4. I can tell the order of those thanks to this 1. Right, that's going to unwind all the pairs, I think, in columns 3 and 1. 8, 1, 5, 8. The 1, 5 at the top are done. These must be done. 6, 9, 7. Right. 2, 9. Oh, look, a deadly pattern left. Some sort of little knight's move is going to fix this. Here it is. 7 is looking at that cell. I mean, there might be another one. Yes, 9 is also looking at that one. So different ways to go there. Brilliant, brilliant puzzle. Very clever. 3-fingered jack by the Barg, and we are done. very admirable setup. I mean, it's so neatly done, so minimalist. Such a nice break-in this time as well. Really clever by the Barg, and I'm sure we'll see more of the Barg on the channel. See you soon. Thank you for watching, and bye for now.